And he has this very compelling, almost rags to riches story. He grew up very middle class in Great Neck, Long Island, which was an affluent town. His family had, relatively speaking, less money than a lot of others around him. So I think from an early age, he felt a sort of hunger to become rich.
Although Cohen wasn't born into money, he had a glimpse into what money can buy. Lived in Manhattan, Cohen's grandparents were very wealthy. They often take Cohen to fancy restaurants and shows. As a child, you're very impressionable. I think Steve Cohen's grandparents' lifestyle had a huge impact on him. He saw the kind of life that money can buy. But at home, Cohen saw a sharp contrast to the living conditions of his family. Born in the summer of 1956, Cohen was the third of 8 children. In Great Neck, the Cohen family were on the low end of the financial spectrum.
How everyone in the family sort of felt that Steve would be, was special. Their mother, his brother remembered their mother cooking steak for little Steve and making hot dogs for all the other children. I mean, there was a real sense that Steve was special. He was really smart. He was going to make a lot of money. And so he was treated a little differently.
Desperate for money, and while still in high school, Steve Cohen found out a sneaky way to make extra cash. As a young man, Cohen showed an incredible talent for playing poker.
Because what poker really does is teach you how to deal with probabilities and uncertainties. And that's so integral to life. Everything we try to do, should we take this route or that route? Should I go here on vacation or there? It's all about dealing with uncertainties and probabilities of things happening. And poker is a very fun and easy way to teach someone how to do that.
Cohen would sometimes spend all night playing poker, frequently making thousands of dollars a night. Cohen realizes that there are easier ways to make money than a 9-to-5. Playing poker can sometimes make him more money than his dad. Even with the time spending on playing poker, Cohen still managed to achieve good grades, which eventually helped him get accepted to Wharton. In college, the socially rejected Cohen resorts to the only activity he finds joy, playing poker. But he soon grows dissatisfied with the money. He wants to try his hands at a bigger casino, the financial market. While still in college, Cohen accepted a job at the notorious trading firm Gruntle.
First job was at a small, not terribly well-respected brokerage firm. It was called Gruntle and Company, and it was located right close to the actual Wall Street in Lower Manhattan. It was the place where there were a lot of misfits. It wasn't sort of a slick establishment corporate environment. It was a little bit wild, and a lot of what was going on there consisted of brokers calling kind of individual investors and trying to sell them on different stock investments. But Steve was hired by a family friend who was also from Great Neck, who had started an options arbitrage desk at Gruntle.
Brand new on the job, Cohen is already confident enough in his abilities as a trader, making bold predictions about stocks. He's working for Ronald Iser, who specializes in options arbitrage. The mathematically inclined Iser was suspicious that anyone can make any predictions of a stock price, but he decides to give Cohen some money to make his first trade. To his surprise, Cohen made $4,000 in one day and another $4,000 overnight. In 1978, this was some meaningful profit. Now, Cohen is what's called an intuitive trader. Honestly, what he does is no different from gambling. He has this sense of risk and reward. It is strange, but he seemed to have this gut feeling about a stock market, and he's more often right than wrong.
Well, so people used to describe him as a tape reader, and it's a bit of a strange thing. I mean, it basically meant, before the whole trading mechanism was electronic, there was a physical ticker tape, and you could sit there and look at orders coming in and out of the market, and he was, according to people who worked with him, very, very good at this. He could sort of scan the market, he could look at all the available news and information about a particular stock, and then he could just sit there in front of his screens and make a lot of money trading, almost like what we think of as day trading now. So it was a certain amount of natural talent and intuition.
It was obvious to Iser that Cohen is the most talented trader he has ever seen. During the mid-1980s, the American stock market was dominated by mergers and acquisitions. Cohen was making $10 million a year by building positions around events such as takeovers and IPOs. I think there's some beginner's luck to it. Just like playing poker, it doesn't matter how many hands you have won, you can lose everything in one bad bet.
Today, the Dow dropped more than 22%, almost double the rate of the Black Monday that signaled the beginning of the crash of 1929. But this crash of 1987 is not just an American experience. Around the world, stock markets fell faster than a skydiver without a parachute.